I've seen people go back to their old cringy OCs and stories and revamp them. And it has given me a lot of inspiration, whether that is from their cringy Sonic Mary Sue they made at 10, change to something bigger and better, or turning your middle school OCs into a more intricate story. I really like watching these types of videos, as you can see the improvement in the person's art style and art and storytelling, and we're doing exactly that, baby. Say hello to my story, The After Party. I created a story when I was 10 years old. Well, originally it was a fanfiction. Katrina wasn't originally named Katrina, it was Kat's, but for the sake of your sanity and mine, I'm just calling her Kat the whole time I talk about the old story, since that's what she's renamed. She's, renamed and nicknamed in the current and revamped story. I'm going to give some context. I created this story in the summer of 2019. And it was like the weekend the minute I got out of school. I remember my parents went to go and get ice cream, and I decided to play this game on Roblox. Okay, for extra context, there was a trend going on Roblox, and it was called camping games, inspired by the game Camping, where it seems innocent when in reality it's not. You have to survive whatever challenges this game gives you, which depending on the game, it can be very hard to extremely easy. This game was inspired by camping, and this story is called, or game, what at the time was called Sleepover, only to be changed to Overnight in September because the word sleepover is inappropriate. Yup. Sleepover was about this really cute guy named David, who invites you over to his sleepover, only for, a demon crashes it and people die. And try not to die from eating peanut butter pizza, and this terrifying obstacle, and not trying to freeze to death because David put the temperature under 69 degrees, only for it to be revealed that David was the demon this whole time, and now he wants to steal your face, and at this time, this was the only ending you can get, which was quite normal for camping games, because, they would only have one ending, and the one ending would suck booty fart. And when I mean it would suck booty fart, it's just the ending would involve everybody dying, or the ending would involve a really bad ending. And I absolutely hated this ending. And I decided, what if instead of David stealing my face so he can potentially lure in more victims, he decided to kiss my face. I honestly did not understand what I was thinking back then and why I found a literal Lego character attractive. But I bet I did. So I decided to make a fanfiction where Daniel tells me, come over and kiss me in my hot mouth. I'm
feeling romantical.
But it's also not me. Since it's self-insert time, I named my character, because my username is Wolverine Cats, and I took the cats from it. Here's some extra lore to be dropped before the story actually starts. A lot of the characters were inspired by my internet friends at the time, only excluding Kitty because she was a real-life friend, and so is this guy. We will talk about him later. Kitty was in the username of my IRL friend. It was in the username of hers, and I decided to put that in my story. Basically, there was a lot of self-inserts in this story. Now, after I got all of that down, action. The main character, Kat, and her best friend Kitty go to a sleepover with their classmate David. Kat is hesitant to go, but Kitty convinces her to go anyway since it would be so fun. She hesitantly agrees, and they all meet David at his
Mojo Dojo Casa house.
and David needs to peace out because something's up with the generator. And then and yes, they are on top of a closet, because in the logistics of Roblox and in this game, like, one of the only shortcuts to survive the demon at this, like, challenge in the game was to get on top of the closet, since the demon was too short to reach you and kill you. So I used this shortcut a lot to win in this game. And then finally, the murder has finally stopped, and apparently it's all fun and games now. and there's no such thing as, the demon, because we're all delusional, and that never happened, like, guys, David's right, I don't know what's going on. And then Peter Parker comes with pizza. And now it's pizza time, only to find out that peanut butter pizza is the pizza David ordered because he's a freak of nature. And Kitty is dead because she's allergic to peanut butter. Yeah. Kat has now lost her best friend, and now she needs to find a way out. Except, David put the temperature under 69 degrees, and now everybody's too cold other than being near the light stands. David, like usual, French exits, and now they need to find the inside generator, which is weird. Why couldn't David do that? And why did he not do that in the first place? They finally survive the freezing mess of the room, only for, guys, I'm kind of scared. What is that? Okay, so basically what happens during this time is that the characters go outside and see the TV, and it's like, oh my god, they need to leave, oh my god, that's so scary. So they basically leave, and there's like this school bus that they should enter that's apparently still there. It makes completely zero sense, and that's like in the original game, not in the fanfiction. It's just weird. I cannot explain it. And so they try to go on the bus, and then it just, Newsflash, guys, we're going to save him anyway. And since people suck at hobbies, Katrina was one of the last. And who's this guy? Okay, so in, the 5th grade, or when I was 10, like literally 2 months later, I had a friend who decided to self-insert himself in my self-insert fanfiction. Come on, dude. So he named his own character Sir Talks a Lot, but the character also went by his real name, which I'm not gonna say his real name, so I'm gonna dub it to Joey. And the reason why Joey exists is because he's supposed to be like he's like supposed to be a part of this love triangle between him, Kat, and Daniel. And by the way, I did not request this. This was all to my friend's request because he wanted to be with Katrina. He wanted to be with Kat. Like, he literally said, "Oh, Kat's really cute. I think she's really cute. You know what? Put me in the story and make me and her be into each other." So, and I was also a people pleaser, so I listened to him and I decided to put him in there. You're also gonna realize that during this whole thing, they move around into this maze and they get split up, and this guy disappears and then comes back in the sequel untouched. Apparently David didn't get to him. I don't know why I didn't do anything about that. That was really weird. I don't know what I was thinking when I was 10 years old. Now, she is face to face with David and the monster. Is he gonna steal her face, or is he gonna raise her up? David, you're okay. Get a job. Get away from him. Wow. Kat, that's really mean. He does have a job.
Yeah, that really hurt my feelings, man. Or girl.
Oh yeah, I'm also him. What? Why the hell would you do that? Because, Kat, I love you so much.
Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth.
How about I do that when we're not in this creepy basement that belongs to a 4chaner? Oh my god, you're so right, Kat.
A few moments later.
The end. And if you thought that was the end of my fanfiction, boy, you would be wrong, because this is fanfiction number uno of number 7. I don't know. I forgot what 7 is in Spanish. I never fully learned my numbers in Spanish. I can only count to 5 in Spanish. It would be really funny if I can only count to 4 though. And basically a lot of the misadventures were
I want you to be mine again, baby.
If you would like me to do a dramatic retelling of those stories, please let me know in the comments, because I would be really glad to, because I was, for a 10-year-old, a lot of these stories, I kind of was on crack when I was writing these. Also, like 2 months later, so basically 4 months later before I created the after party, I also like showed my fanfiction to like the class without telling it's a fanfiction, and like people like really loved it, which is kind of crazy. You know what, maybe I'll make a video on that too, but you know, that's a story for another day. So for the new and improved lore, I wanted to change some parts around while still being faithful to the original concept. The characters will still go to a party, just not a sleepover, and instead of running around and dilly-dallying, it'll be more straight to the point with the deaths, since there will also be less deaths, because I cut a lot of the characters because I thought they were unnecessary, and I don't like having characters just for them to die. It's just, that's personally like not really, you know, my thing. And the only characters, well, side characters in like the first half of the story is Jenna, Tristan, these mean girls, which the mean girls and Tristan are a completely new addition, and Kitty is now Jenna. So Kitty's like the only one who like made the cut. Now, action. Just kidding, April Fools. The reason why I'm not going to include the new chapter of the new story is because people's attention spans are fried. And if I do, this video will be too long, so I'm not doing that. However, in the next video, I do promise that I'll post it, so subscribe and stay tuned. Or, if you really are that interested in the story, you can read my comic on Tumblr for you to see. I may make a website for it sooner, so you don't have to go on Tumblr and not have to be ambushed by Tumblr trying to convince you to join the cult. So, yeah. Anyway, have fun with that. Thank you.